Hello everyone, I presume I am live. So, I am AlecK47, I'm going to be running Mass Effect. You can see Blitz Shepherd here. I'm going to be running it as a Vanguard. I'll get into the reasons why. There is a 3-ish minute intro that we skip, so I'm going to go ahead and load this game and that's when we'll start. 3, 2, 1, go. Now, the reason we, first, just throwing a grenade against the floor there to give myself into combat, and that allows me to sprint. Saves a few seconds. Best use of grenades throughout the speed run, basically. Also have dialogue skipping bound to my scroll wheel. That is allowed edits in the INI file. And, I tried to catch kind of the spirit of RPG Blitz in Blitz Shepherd there, so definitely had to go for the blonde spiky here. There's only so much you can do with the face in this game, but, I did what I could. Anyway, we're playing as a Vanguard because Vanguards have access to a nice selection of abilities that help over the course of the run, and a lot of those are biotics. So, for example, they get access to Throw, which is a very good crowd control and offensive power. They get access to Lift, which is very good against the final boss. Singularity is used as the bonus talent, which you get after you complete a single playthrough in the game, and you pretty much have to start from a completely new game state every single time if you wanted to not have any of those, so we allow it. And Singularity is one of the two best options, and it's the one I prefer. There's also Warp, which is important for a couple places, and as far as weapon use, it's pistols, because pistols give you just about the same DPS as assault rifles, so they have better accuracy early on.
Grab your gear and meet us in the cargo hold.
So yeah. That's the basic gist. I'll get into it more as things come up. So, the first planet here, Eden Prime.
Somebody was doing some serious digging here.
There's a bit of plot here. Normally you're supposed to go through a few different places. This is Nihilus. He was faster on his own. And that's about it there.
We are approaching drop point 2.
So, I have autosaves on, that's just for marathon safety. I'm going to shoot that gas bag, which will allow me to sprint.
This place got hit hard, man. Hostiles everywhere.
And everyone get your Fs ready for Lieutenant Jenkins, or not Lieutenant, Caden is the Lieutenant. Corporal Jenkins. Okay, so I'm going to have Caden use his power there right away, because it's pretty good at killing them nice and quick. Gives me a level up. I'm going to grab Marksman, and I'm going to grab Singularity. Then, instead of going up to the normal area after I kill these guys and assign my powers here, I'm just going to walk right up here, crouch. Once the game lets me quick save, I'll do that. I'll load the quick save. And now I'm on top of these rocks, and this is out of bounds, so obviously this is not a glitchless category. I'm just going to line myself up here real quick. Oh, started from the wrong place there. And just kind of get up here. Come on. Oh, good. I did, I'm trying to aggro some bots in there. Alright, now they're shooting at me. That's good. And that's just to get sprint through this area. So, Ashley's down there. We're going to ignore her. It's alright. She'll catch up later. And I'm serious. She actually will catch up later. If you're wondering why I'm playing as a male shepherd, it's not just so that I could in good conscience make him such a stud, but also because of something that you'll see as a consequence of me just running past Ashley here. So I'm going to drop back down inbounds here. I'm going to grab what's in there, and then I'm going to get these guys to spawn. I do actually have to shoot to get that to happen, and it needs to be triggered before I go up and activate this cutscene with Nihilus. And that's the Nihilus cutscene if you skip everything before it, because I've messed with the game's scripting by skipping stuff, and Ashley is supposed to be there, so instead of crashing, it just skips the cutscene, which is awesome. I love it when games do that. Kill that guy, run forward a bit, quick save and quick load, because there are Geth here on this tram, but they're not here, and I need to be able to get out of combat. Whoops. In order to actually get past this area. So this bit is a bit dangerous, but it's not too bad, especially since I have marksman. And I'm just going to run up here, activate the tram, and we out. Some more cutscenes. The early game is a bit cutscene heavy, unfortunately. But from there, it picks up steam. So, big bad evil guy Saren here, at least as far as we know in this game. Activating a Prothean beacon. Trying to deny us access because they're setting bombs. So if somebody set up the bombs, we have to set down the bombs. You hear that, Caden?
Demolition charges. The Geth must have planted them.
I'm gonna try to get Caden to go over there. Hopefully he will decide that that is a valid destination and remember that he can go there. Actually, I'll just send him there. Ozzy, I'd like to see what you can do. So getting fatigued there is not the worst thing. So Caden actually used his tech power on the bomb there. Fortunately, that doesn't blow it up. I'm gonna kill that guy and that guy, and then I'm going to activate the beacon. So, activating the beacon, you can see that husk that's supposed to attack me just kind of standing there. Kill those Geth quickly enough, then you can get out of combat and activate the beacon.
Prothean technology. Unbelievable.
Reminder, Dragondark, I had a chance to buy a boxed copy of Draken for $20, and I decided that was too much. But I'll take a free one. For anyone who wonders about what's going on here, that is Invisible Ashley. And that is the primary reason I play as a male shepherd when I speedrun this game. Yeah, you pay with your soul. I know that, Grub Drunker. So, a bit more cutscene here, then some dialogue. Then I walk a little bit, then more cutscene, because this is the early game and they're trying to build the world for you. And it's all well and good the first time you play this game, but after a while, you just kind of want it to be over.
The Normandy.
To the point that a couple runners actually have looked at what would happen if you removed all the cutscene files from the game, and unfortunately it messes with some things in ways that would kind of render a run illegitimate. I don't remember the exact specifics of it, but it doesn't quite work. This human must be eliminated.
Dr. Chakwas, I think he's waking up.
Hello, Dr. Chakwas.
Worried there, Shepard. How are you feeling?
How did I...
The beacon exploded. A system overload, maybe. The blast knocked you cold. The lieutenant and I carried you back here to the ship.
I better add this to my report. It may... Oh, Captain Anderson.
Aye, Captain. I'll be in the mess if you need me.
Sounds like that. We should be getting close. Head up to the bridge and tell Joker to bring us into dock.
His face does not need fixing. It is perfect.
Hey, Commander.
Hey, Ashley. Don't ask how she got here. She managed. Hey, a nav manual. I'll examine that. Why not? 12 XP. Hey, Joker, start the next cutscene, please.
Taxpayer money at work.
It's alright, it's the elusive man's dime. I mean, he's got plenty of money, and the more he spends on Shepard, the less resources they have to work with afterwards, so that's a win in my book.
Look at the size of that ship.
The Ascension, flagship of the Citadel fleet.
Well, size isn't everything.
What?
Joker, am I gonna have to ban you from this stream? Keep it PG.
Look at that monster. Its main gun could rip through the barriers in any ship in the Alliance fleet.
Good thing it's on our side then.
Citadel Control, this is SSV Normandy, requesting permission to land.
Stand by for clearance, Normandy. Clearance granted. You may begin your approach. Transferring you to an Alliance operator.
Roger, Alliance Tower, Normandy out.
Normandy, this is Alliance Tower. Please proceed to Dock 422.
One thing I noticed after playing this game a few times is that they kind of messed up the sequence there. Joker talks to Alliance Tower, and then Alliance Tower talks to him after he says out. It really bugged me for a while until I started speedrunning this game and saw that sequence enough that I just stopped caring. So, not only do I have my scroll wheel to skip dialogue, but I have a Logitech G502, which is a nice mouse in general, but even more importantly for this run, it has a free scrolling wheel. That's going to become important later. That's also why I'm skipping things so quickly. So we're going to go up here to the Citadel Tower, and we're supposed to go talk to the Council about what we found. And we're definitely going to talk to Garrus, because Garrus is a bro. We're going to be leaving him here, but, you know, I think that's for the best. Now, instead of talking to the Council, I think this corner looks pretty cool. Let's go here. Quick save, quick load, right? Yeah. And, yeah, so now I'm out of bounds. Not by much yet. Go over here, quick save, quick load again. And now I'm even more out of bounds. that's the elevator behind me. This whole area is just an area that you're supposed to see while you're riding the elevator, but we don't got time for elevators. So, yeah, I'm just gonna fall through the void here for a little bit. And in a few seconds, I will no longer be in the void. I will be on another area that is just background. So I'm going to go over to this third light from the end and go straight off. Crouch and uncrouch, which is one of the biggest advantages that PC actually offers, besides all the I edits and so on, because it really helps your out-of-bound movement. And now I'm above Fist, so you have to kill Fist, or, well, beat Fist to get the Thorian. So I'm going to do that now. Just pop back in bounds here.
Surrender. Don't worry, you'll never see me again.
With that level, I am going to unlock Barrier, because this next area I'm going to have to go through has enemies from both encounters that are supposed to happen in this area, going in and going out. So it is rather dangerous. Heal up there, and I got stuck on someone and died. That happens sometimes. It is just one of the unfortunate things, but that is one of the biggest reasons that I turned quick autosaves on. So there's an autosave right back here, which gotta buy Barrier again. This time, I'm able to... Oh man, Kaden went down. That happens sometimes too. Use a power to kind of deal with them a little bit. Now these assassins that you're supposed to fight on your first trip here, which this is my first trip here, but even before fighting anyone inside the bar, you have to kill them to be able to open this door.
Did you bring it?
Where's the Shadow Broker? Where's Fist?
Hello, Tali. So Tali is actually going to be joining our party. Definitely would want to keep her around anyway. She is legitimately one of the more useful people to have in your party. Quick throw. Oh, wow. I must have pressed the wrong button there. I wanted to use Metagel. That is not a place I have died since I was first learning the game. I first learned this game in late 2014. No, 2013. I'm sorry.
I'm on it. Stop right there. Don't come any closer. I'm on it.
So let's try this again, shall we? So one of the unfortunate things that happened there is that normally my throw hits multiple people and it at least takes the assassin out for a moment. That time, no such thing happened. So it was partly marathon luck, partly me messing up.
The deal's off.
See, that time he got knocked down. And that time I also got my metagel use. So we in there.
I knew I couldn't trust him.
Don't worry.
Also, I'm not sure what that guy's body was doing there.
My rite of passage into adulthood. Most of the core was wiped clean, but I salvaged something from its audio banks.
Eden Prime was a major victory. The beacon has brought us one step closer to finding the Conduit.
That's Saren's voice. This proves he was involved in the attack.
Thanks. You won't regret this.
So it doesn't really matter who we bring along. Just picking them because they're quick to select. So now we gotta go and talk to the council. The only problem is, we're supposed to talk to the council earlier, so the game's going to try to make us talk to the council while we talk to the council. So in order to do that, I'm just going to quick save and quick load. Also, if I hadn't talked to Garrus earlier, I would have spawned back in the area where I originally spawned. So let's get the cutscenes going. Pay attention. Here's the other one starting. And that will actually crash the game if you let it go. So, quick save, load, and now I'm back here. And, you know, it takes a long time to become a Spectre, listen to the council talk, so...
Come on.
Ah, crap, I messed it up. It's actually quicker to exit the game here. So what I'm trying to do here is talk to Anderson on the exact same frame that I opened my map. And what that does is it breaks some of the scripts in the game. Normally, those scripts are paused so that once you enter normal play again after exiting the map screen, it works correctly. But there's another thing you can do here. Come on. Close enough? There we go. You can click here and then click back. Now you can see on the top of the screen there are some subtitles. That's because the Citadel cutscene is currently trying to play. It is about to fail as soon as Tali's evidence starts finishes playing, and then I can just skip that dialogue and now exit the map. I'm a Spectre. In a second here. All right. And that state is absolutely busted, so you need to exit it. Do that by quick saving and loading again. Now it's time to go get the Normandy and leave. But instead of taking the elevator up from CSEC, there's a faster way. So, gonna run over here. And just over here, there is a corner. And above here, there is that big kind of archway going over the entire Presidium. And I'm gonna get on top of that. From here, I'm gonna line myself up. And water is not really a thing in Mass Effect, as you can see. Instead, I'm just falling through the void. Now, below every map in the game is an instance of the Normandy. So, here I am. Oh, I ended up a little outside. I think I can still get back in. Nope. Okay. So, try that again. That is rare that you end up in that spot. What it means is very precise positioning was off in a very minor way. There we go. This is where I want to be, up on top of here. Because then I can just go over here, drop down, and skip the elevator and all the rigmarole of talking to Udina and Anderson, and just leave the Citadel. I'm gonna go to Noveria first. And the planet route basically is set up to get Persuade by Virmire, which is the last one. Liara is recruited on the late side because there is one particular skip that becomes necessary if you bring her along to Feros. And you don't want to do Feros first because doing the Thorian fight at really low level is a nightmare. Instead, we go to Noveria first because there's no real reason to do it earlier or later. The Benezia fight works out much the same no matter which order you do the planets. I'm going to bring Caden and Tali because they have tech powers and biotics.
Interior pressure with exterior atmosphere. Log. The commanding officer is ashore. Exo pressure has
Now, for whatever reason, when you shoot that wall, you get combat, so I'm able to sprint there without using a grenade, and it's nice. Also, I'm going to do something that doesn't really save much time, and in fact I think is actually a little bit slower in real time. And I'm skipping a couple dialogues here that is completely unnecessary, but it's something you can do with the free scroll wheel and weapon swapping framed perfectly.
Scientific research and development. For your own safety and to protect the privacy of others, you are required to obey any directions given by our security personnel.
Well, I didn't get any, so I think we're good. Now, we got to get to another facility here, so I'm just going to go ahead and mosey my way on over there. Hey, ERCS guard. Now, normally you're supposed to get a... What do you think? Yep, pretty thin. It's like Schrodinger's wall, I guess. Either it's there or it's not. You don't really know when you're loading a game. It's just too hard to say. And bye. So, fun thing, this door here is normally only open after you go back and talk to Mako Matsuo. But, for whatever reason, it's open there, and you can just leave. If you save and then load before leaving, then after loading, it will be closed again. This is a Mako section. If this were for money, then there would be donations being read and or cherries being plugged and the like. But instead, We just get to chill out for a little bit. Kill a few Geth along the way. Oh yeah, there are more barriers there. Forgot about that. I'm well aware of what Ozzy said about puns. I don't care what Ozzy said about puns. So pretty much as long as I'm not an idiot here, I'm good. I did quick save at the very start there just because, you know, sometimes things happen. I know, Tali. We're really not at any risk. So now my shield's coming back. Quick scope. Which difficulty am I playing on? Casual, because it's the fastest. Upping the difficulty as much as anything just increases enemy defenses and hit points, so kind of an unfortunate element of false difficulty. And by playing the game hyper aggressively, things can be pretty dangerous in a few cases anyway. Never use the thrusters, ever? Well, I'm going to be doing that later. In fact, I'll do it now, even though it slows me down. I want that experience. There we go. The XP route isn't super tight in this run, but it's tight enough that it's nice to get those kills. Also, what you're seeing here is a consequence of the way this game was coded and comparatively kind of using old graphics drivers. So it's just a thing that happens with most modern up the stairs. Don't get in my way. This is not the most hilarious instance that you're going to see of it in this run either. Take it, please. Also, I got a grenade there. That's half the reason I opened that. Quick save here, because every now and then, and it has happened to me in a marathon, the game will soft lock here trying to activate this elevator. And there's supposed to be a couple encounters in this room, but you can just run past these Geth. As far as I'm aware, it seems to be an intended thing to be able to do, so yeah. I'll bet there's a mod out there that fixes this, but honestly, I just think it's funny to have it. Okay, kill those guys, and I don't want to have to repair this area. Come on, get out of there. There we go. Instead, I'm going to go in here, crouch, quick save, and load. And I'm going to be zipped all the way to the top of the skybox. So, that's the sky. Looks a bit squarish from this perspective, but, you know, it's not exactly the same reality that we're in, so sure, we'll go with it. Now, down there, you can see another area. The tram is down here. In fact, that one little gray box that's towards the center of the area, that is a bit of stuff that you can see by the tram. And the tram is now on my mini-map. I'm going to line myself up a little bit right of the center of that icon. And here we are on top of the tram. In order to get there, I'm going to go off of this particular way, just kind of land on here and drop down. And let's go to Rift Station. I agree with Gaudion, by the way. Now, exactly one time when running this game for a marathon, I ended up in what I think is like a cheat detection area right about here. So, quick save there to make sure I don't have to do that skip again. Even though it's only happened that one time, I guess you can call me paranoid. But then again, is it really paranoia if they are after you, if it can happen? Thoughts to ponder. Thanks for the luck, Trad. Hello, Ventralis.
Sorry. Hell, ban the perimeter.
Oh, come on, PG. You know, I was going to help you. No, you're banned. I'm leaving. Sorry. This is supposed to be a family-friendly stream, Ventralis. Come on. Fine. Alright, so we used to do an out-of-bounds skip to get to the Benezia area, but instead, we need experience now because of some route changes. So instead, we're going to go through this restricted area here, kill a few enemies. And that is actually a nice chunk of XP. Open those things for loot. All right. Level up real quick here. Gonna get Adrenaline Burst, and I am going to unlock Lift, selected, and since I have a point to spare, get Advanced Throw as well. Quick save just for safety, because the Benezia fight is right here, and yes, I am entering facing that direction for a reason. Because I want to be able to direct my party to go over to a specific place. Basically, I'm going to cover one place, they're going to cover the other, is the way the plan goes for this section. Oh, she actually got the throw on me. That usually doesn't happen, and that's unfortunate. And Caden is in stasis. actually have throw now, so that's actually nice for this. I prefer to use throw, but I'm usually not able to. And you... Oh, come on. Oh, this is annoying. Really? Level up after death. Okay. So let's try this again. It's not so bad if you don't get thrown by the first Asari commando like I did there. And yeah, you can get thrown off into the void. There's also a hilarious glitch where if you get thrown at the very end, you can actually skip phases of this fight because you kind of get put in a glitch state and you fly out of the arena. That can also soft lock your game too, so it's also not a thing that happens often. There. Now this I can work with. This is what I'm used to. Oh, yep. That's right. I forgot to put my, I didn't have my hotkey ready. Alright, I'm gonna kill you. Oh, no. There we go. Oh, she can shoot me there. Okay. Alright. And that singularity will take care of them. Looks like my squad is doing pretty well over here, actually, so that's good. There's one guy down there, okay. And I didn't see him because my view is blocked. There we go. Took a bit longer than I would have liked, but it happens.
They always said there would be.
So, the Rachni Queen, what are we going to do with it? Well, saving the Rachni Queen is not only the default option, but it's faster. So, we'd pick that, right? Well, unfortunately, because of something that's going to happen on Feros, in order to get enough persuasion, we need to get either a certain amount of Paragon or a certain amount of Renegade. And on Feros, because of the way things are coded, we're locked into Renegade there. So, for that reason alone, the Rachni Queen is going to die. Apologies, everyone.
This one.
Again, sorry everyone. We'd rather pick the shorter cutscene. But other things make it faster to do this instead. Alright, let's get off this ice ball, shall we? So, one of the reasons it's important to have the free scroll wheel is that it really helps with the skip I'm about to do here. I'm going to use that weapon swapping to allow myself to just save and load on the command deck here and skip talking to the council and the rest of the crew. It also does this. Don't ask why, it just does. Next up, Feros. Whatever, side quest, we're ignoring you. So, there is a load remover tool in Live Split, and that is used. In fact, I have my own timer going to time my in-game time minus loads. Right now, I'm guessing my real time is somewhere around the 46-47 minute range. Nope. Those two. I bring Ashley along here because she's a little bit bulkier than Caden.
With exterior atmosphere. Logged. The commanding officer is.
But anyway, I just hit 46 minutes in in-game time minus loads.
Please, up the stairs past the freighter. Lost shields.
Whoops.
Lost shields.
Didn't want to throw that grenade there, but okay. I wanted to hit 4, which is throw. Instead, I hit the key below it. So there's a whole lot of stuff that you're supposed to do to get right underneath here. If you're guessing that because the end of, like, the boss of this area is right under here, we're not going to do all that extra stuff, then you are correct. So I'm just going to get in that corner, quick save, load, and pop under here. Before this fight, I'm going to do a few things. I'm going to get advanced warp. I'm going to up my pistols. Oh, come on. And because I have an extra point, I'll put a point in Vanguard because that gives you a 5% increase in damage. And you saw right there that even though all the colonists were still alive, I got renegade points. That's why the Rachni Queen has to die. So blame that coding error, or, well, not really error, because if you're playing the game as intended, there's no way you should encounter that situation. But, yeah. They tied it to knocking out or killing the colonists, and since I did neither, it just gives you renegade points. Bye-bye. So this is, I would say, the hardest boss fight in the game. It's certainly the most involved. There are all these Thorian creepers. You have to kill a certain amount of them to lower the defense of a node. That's also what warp is used for, because it lowers defenses of the things you hit with it. There are also these Asari clones. You see one spawning right here. They are annoying, and they also give a lot of defense to the nodes. So, a lot of power balancing, knocking down the creepers so that they can only do so much damage to your party. There's a fair amount that goes into this fight, and you just have to try and balance it. Taking that for loot, because money is going to be a thing after this fight. Okay, good. Always want to kill the Asari clones as fast as you possibly can. Okay. I want to try to delay this metagel use a little bit if I can, even though I'm probably going to end up using one soon. I wanted to hit the ground because then it gets more of an AoE. Okay. There's the Saren clone. She got away. Oops. She came here really quick. Usually the Asari clone doesn't get here anywhere nearly that quick. That must be... Nope, that's just a creeper. Okay, moving on. Out of my way. Alright. Definitely not the worst Thorian fight I've had. I'm just going to say, from my perspective, there's plenty of motivation and character-driven stuff in Mass Effect 2. Pretty clear in my mind. I won't get more into it than that.
Let go of your physical shell. Reach out to grasp the threads that every action sends ripples across the galaxy.
Meanwhile, Mass Effect 1. So, this whole time, we're trying to figure things out, and,
we are all connected.
Oh, Ghost, did you just notice the fact that he has no eyebrows? In addition to the fact that I made his brow as prominent as I possibly could? The character creation tools are not as strong as they are in Mass Effect 2. There you can do some really, really silly things, especially if you go past the limits the game sets using console commands or mods. But even without doing that, there's a Monster Factory episode on Mass Effect 2, not on Mass Effect 1, and that's for a reason. Like I said, I did my best.
I saw something. It still didn't make any sense.
That's close enough.
Alright, so over here is a merchant. I am going to sell him everything I have, pretty much. Because he has a Stiletto 4. And I'm just short. Are you kidding me? Oh. We in there. 60 credits short. There's a backup. I'm really annoyed right now, but there's a backup.
Perimeter secured.
So that actually is pretty much pure luck. The one thing I could have done differently is I could have gone into my inventory at the end of Noveria and just taken the random drops there, but those usually aren't necessary, and they actually don't give a ton of money because you're still a low-ish level when you do that.
Decontamination
So skipping this cutscene with Liara is really annoying. You have to do a very difficult buffer. Even with the scroll wheel, it's very hard, and it doesn't give you much time, and then you have to do it a second time because one time isn't enough to skip it.
Commander 7.
Anyway, time to finally go get Liara. Bring the tech squad. So, big long Mako driving section here. I'm going to try to pick up some experience along the way. And obviously not go into the lava and not die and things like that. There are a couple bits where technical things happen, but other than that, it's mostly just driving, shooting things along the way. Thanks for the luck, 30. Let's cut this one a little close. I can cut it a lot closer, but the lava extends farther than you would think down there. So if you cut that corner too close, you can just die. So, can't take this head on?
I don't think we can take that strong point head on.
I disagree. Safety strat, send my party way out there so that they don't shoot up the Mako. Shouldn't be necessary, but you never know. I wanted to throw that guy. But anyway. The reason you're able to do that jump with the Mako is because kind of manipulating physics by tapping the booster like you did there. Getting it off right power in the ground too is pretty important. It's not too bad once you learn it, but it's still something that you can mess up a couple times. I would like to have a 4-character mod in this. The dream would be 4-person co-op in Mass Effect. That would be amazing. Alright, now it's possible to soft lock on this next trick, so I'm going to... there we go. Clear this area. Drop a quick save here. Actually, I'll do it there. A little better of an angle to start from if I have to reload. So, you're not supposed to be able to take the Mako into this next section. You may or may not be able to tell, but you can. That was nice and quick. Second try. I will take that every time. Oh, come on. So, this obviously is not an area that's easy to drive the Mako in. Come on, get through there. There we go. Nice. Didn't even get hung up on too much stuff there. Alright. A little bit too far right. Those rocks to the left can shoot you straight up in the air surprisingly easily. And that was actually a really solid section right there. Really happy with that. Could have killed a few more enemies, but that's not really important. So, the AI on all these guys is a little bit broken. Come on, get off there. Get off there. So, yeah, they're not fighting back at all. Just pump bullets into that armature. Because you do actually have to kill all those enemies in order to get into the mine. Yep, it does. I can confirm that. And there are a bunch of Caden, get out of there. Caden, move. I want this corner. I don't want to do the elevators. Get out of my way. So, I could just use the laser, but there are enemies in the area, so it won't let you use it, and you can't get the enemies to spawn and fight you until you go up here and talk to Liara. She's going a little bit crazy, she thinks, because she's been trapped like this for a while. So she's like, are you real? And, yeah, I think I'm real, so I'm going to operate under that assumption. Alright, now this is random on PC. Wow! Wow! That was a very fast laser. I'd rather have a slow laser and the gun I should have, but I'll still take that. So, thing I couldn't do before, just go right through here. Hi, Liara. Welcome to the party. Now, this next fight is going to be a bit harder than it would be otherwise because I do not have my stiletto. But I can manage. As simple as it is, that's one of my favorite lines in the game. Oh, come on. There. Kept hitting 4 instead of 5. Now, when Liara joins, the cutscenes after each planet tend to get longer because she wants to delve into Shepard's mind and see the knowledge that he's got from the cipher. And of course, it doesn't all matter until the last one, and even then, you don't actually need to see it. So I'm going to be skipping this one like I did the one on Noveria.
Too close, Commander.
Wow, or not. Okay, you know what, I'll just watch it. Also, that was a gold Therum.
visions are locked away.
Faster to just want this than reset.
One of my people gave you a deeper understanding of the visions, but you still cannot.
I had my scroll wheel going, and I was hitting quick save, so I'm not sure why it didn't give me the skip.
Relax, Commander. Embrace eternity. Through what you have seen. Come on.
Okay, so that's a bit of a time loss, but things happen. On to Virmire. Last of the four main worlds. Last pretty much entirely because of experience concerns. Got another long Mako section. Bring the tech squad.
Must be our Saren infiltration team.
Check out those defense towers.
Oh, Liara actually is going to be useful.
We'll go in hot and take them out.
You'll see.
I'll get you in underneath the radar, Commander.
Not so much on this planet, but on the next one. Virmire does seem like it would be a pretty nice place to visit, you know. Except for the whole Krogan breeding farm thing. Oh hey, a Colossus. I love doing that. Oh, jeez. I went too far left there. Okay. Oh well. No Colossus kill. It happens. Also, I've soft locked on those rocks there that I just looked back at. Or no, I didn't soft lock. I actually got stuck on them and somehow triggered a death plane. That's what it was. Don't ask me how.
There's gotta be a way to shut that thing
So I parked the Mako there because, oh, they actually killed everyone. Wow, they usually don't. So I can just do that instead of having to walk all the way around outside of combat. Yeah, that'll work. Wasn't sure there for a second. Come on.
That's the last one. We should reach the Salarian camp.
Ah, didn't quite get him. Oh well.
Commander, touchdown at the base, but it looks like we're grounded.
Almost made it over the sand. Just a silly little thing I like to try to do sometimes. So this is where you decide whether you save or kill Ashley and Caden by default, because there's a specific boss arena we want to fight in of the two. So most people like to bring Caden to the final area, but I don't care. I don't bring him. So out of sheer laziness, I send Ashley to the
Come to trust each of you with my life.
to the area where I'm gonna want to be.
Share your concerns.
All right, yeah, that's enough of that. So, not bringing Liara yet. Get into that reason in a moment. Well, in a few minutes, rather. It involves a skip.
Com check. You read command. You see any way to undermine their defenses? Shadow is on the ground. Repeat, Shadow is on the ground. Lieutenant Alenko, repeat, your
Fire is coordinated on Monovite team. We can't reach the Geth turrets. They're out of range.
Captain. Captain, move. Anyone left on Monovite, merge up with Theater. Lieutenant Alenko, with me.
Lost shield.
Target suspects. Theater, watch for target features. Alenko, you see anything?
See, helping them out costs time, so that's the whole reason we don't do it.
Lost shield. Hey, hold that line.
Missed a little experience, so I killed that extra Krogan just to be safe on my experience route. Almost certainly unnecessary, but want to be sure. Could have also killed that guy. And that probably would have been a little faster, but whatever.
Is someone out there?
Broken reinforcements. Janto, hold your ground. We're being flanked.
Negative contacts, Commander.
And instead of going and getting plot exposition and opening this bridge, let's just take the air under the bridge. Phase through the bridge itself. Sounds good to me, right? And I think I have enough Omni Gel for all the backups here. Backups being place I'm going to try to get a gun, but it's random instead of fixed. And if not, I may just have to open one of these things manually. We'll see. Stinger 4. I'll take that. Not the greatest, but you know what? I'll open these two. Yeah. Not the best, but by and large, it's more or less good enough. Really? Only let it hit the one. Thanks, game. Yeah. Some of the stuff has aged poorly, but it is still a fun game, I agree.
That's the gun. We need to Ilos Geth to get the charges set. Charges are set and ready. Everybody get low and keep your heads down.
Something I'm gonna do here. Gameplay. No auto levels. Because I want Liara to have specific talents. Left it on until this point because it's obviously faster to have your squad auto level for most of the time, and we aren't going to be getting too many levels after this, so the experience we have and the points they have allocated on everyone else is good enough. So, this could be either Ashley or Caden, but this is where we want to have the fight against Saren. Now, Liara has to be in the squad, so let's go ahead and level her up. She needs some warp, not for warp so much, but for singularity. Let's max that, then auto level the rest of the way. Whoops, skip. Now, I'm going to max out my pistols, I'm going to max out my throw, and I'm going to get up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 9 intimidate, and the rest I'll just drop into lift. And that'll put me where I want to be. And I do want to kill all those... Okay, good, he did die. I was gonna say. Because I'm going to be doing a quick save up here. Thanks for the luck, Keon. I've had a mixed bag. Okay, and that's the important thing. You have to pick the left option there. So, rip Caden. Whatever, no big deal. Yeah, Carp and Caden are very similar. Alright, now I want to do a persuasion here.
Of course, it's all for nothing. Trillions one scientist. No sovereignty.
Need 9 intimidate for that. And hitting that persuasion reduces the persuasion requirement next time we face off against him from 12 to 3, or to 9 rather. Reduces it by 3 from 12 to 9. I can bring. I could press F, but I have more important things to do, like hitting my split and skipping the cutscene where we mourn him. Alright, so we're automatically going to get taken back to the Citadel here.
Forwarded the mission up.
Then we're going to get sold out by Udina for political reasons.
It's just politics, Commander. You've done your job, now let me do mine. We've locked out all the Normandy's primary systems and...
Really, game? I'm gonna have to ban this game. It's swearing. It's saying bad words.
Equalizing interior pressure with exterior...
Okay, so now we gotta end the lockout so we can leave. That's lame. I don't want to do that. This corner seems nice. Oh, hey, look. Where's the Normandy? Get to about here. And I'm not pressing anything right now. Contrary to what it looks like, I am falling straight down. Really? Missed it by that much. Okay, but I know which direction I have to go. So I'll just reload this one. About now? Nope, too slow. Because, yeah, alright. One more try and then I'll have to just redo this. Really? That's odd. Okay. Come on. Alright, this is actually a very workable place. I was off by a very small amount there, and that made all the difference. So, now let's just head off to Ilos. Apparently there are problems on the moon. I don't really care about that. Yeah, now we go beat the game. This is the start of the end game. It'll be over in a snap. Oh, whoops. A little early there. That's what happens when you try to skip dialogue a little bit too early and you get a cancel in a place you don't want it. I don't know. I like humiliating her and making her look stupid. This is just so satisfying, making her look like a fraud. I'm gonna get into the Mako, drive back a bit to just set it up right here. Come on, switch to the pistol, thank you. And for safety, I'm going to kill all the enemies here, including these armatures. Ooh, one of them hit me. Then kill this guy down here. This way, I can set up a safety save right here. I'm going to go ahead and lift up this box. If you wanted to know why I had all those singularity points on Liara, well, do another quick save here, so I don't have to do that part again, in case this fails. And it did. That's why I saved there. So I need to get a little bit farther in on that elevator's slope before I actually... There, this should work. Because this way I get stopped. Ooh, nice. I got the fall all the way through. It's actually a little bit faster. Gotta kill all these Geth in order to interact with the computer up here. But that skips a bunch of running around. Whoop, not there. Here. Go ahead and use my last grenade for a little bit more sprint. So that skip doesn't necessarily require full singularity, but it requires close. There's a little bit of weirdness if you try to do it with less than full singularity, so it is worth the effort to go out of your way to make sure you have full singularity on either Shepard or Liara. It's obviously not going to be Shepard because, well, your points have to go elsewhere, but for Liara, it's okay. So, just gotta make sure that you manually allocate those points. Now, if you're a little bit too quick going into here, it's possible to get a physics glitch that makes the Mako hardly go off the ground and just act super floaty, and it's really difficult to drive with. I intentionally did not trigger that, even though it would have been kind of funny to show off, partly because I'm going to be running up against estimate of it here, and partly because it's honestly not that spectacular. It's more fun to play with than it is to show.
They look like stasis pods.
I love doing that with the little black boxes. Just kind of watching them tumble.
The pods are dead as well as anyone inside.
All of them? There must be hundreds of those pods. What was Saren expecting to find? There's nothing left but corpses.
What is happening?
It's a trap!
Silhouette Mirage is a great game.
I do not think Saren is behind this.
The game is like this visually because of the way that this game is programmed. It's optimized for old graphical systems, and there are some weird interactions with newer ones.
Whatever we find, probably an automated trap. Saren would have triggered it as well.
You are not.
You have stumbled into Mass Effect with glitched graphics because it's an old game.
All their advanced technology, and the Protheans were taken in by the Reapers just as we were. They failed.
Just like mine. But they also gave
Oh, the best is yet to come. And it's not even the Mako here. One of the more awkward turns. Also, there's a route that sticks out pretty far right there that I actually got caught by a little bit, I think. Anyway, moving on. You can actually do some really sick flips if you go right down into that, because it's just this tiny little thing that has an outsized effect on the Mako and the physics. Oh. A little bit of physics awkwardness there. And here I'm going to do a jump approaching the conduit. Get a load of the conduit, by the way. This is the best. But that's going to put me a little bit closer. Oh wow, that was a really bad jump because I got a little physics weirdness right as I was going into it that robbed me of my upward momentum. So I'm not going to get an ideal time hitting the conduit here, but that's okay. I've done a barrel roll in the Mako before on relatively flat ground.
Activate the defenses. Seal the station. The arms aren't moving. Systems not responding. Abandon the Citadel. Evacuate the council.
Nope. Because I did not do it on Xbox. I did it on PC. Isn't it beautiful? Such a majestic structure. And rip Mako.
Critical failures detected across.
Pop shove it is escape flip trick.
Please begin immersion.
Press F. It did its job. Arguably better than Caden, because Caden actually got in my way in this run. I was trying to do a skip. So, it may not look like it, but this is a corner right here. And not all corners will clip you or zip you or do things like that, but enough of them do. So, that's all we need, really. Just enough of them. Ooh, almost went too far right there. Alright, we are almost ready to show down with Saren. So, just gonna run up here and say hi. So, with enough persuasion, you get them to break the indoctrination just long enough so that you don't have to fight him. Now, what do we do with the council? Oh yeah, one more thing. Max lift. And I'll put the rest into Vanguard for a little bit more weapon damage. Well, what do we do with the council? There's only one answer, and that is to pick the shorter cutscene. Shorter cutscene is saving the council. Sorry for people who don't like the council. It's faster by a good 10 seconds. Actually, a pretty similar, No, I think the difference is a little bit bigger between saving and killing the Rachni Queen, but being able to skip the Saren fight, obviously, is more of a time save than saving the Rachni Queen and losing out on the ability to persuade him. So most of the rest of the run should be cutscene, unless the final boss goes absolutely awful. Now, in the Sovereign fight here, Sovereign kind of turns Saren into an Uber Husk, and he can be immobilized by lift. I have a good enough weapon that I shouldn't have to do much fighting with him outside of lift. But yeah, if all goes well, I will pretty much have him in the air the whole time. In the air or stunned by a throw. And in the middle, there is a little interlude cutscene during which your powers can recharge, so that's also nice. Well, think about it this way. Sovereign is probably modeled after some sort of aquatic thing with a shell. Kind of like a cephalopod type thing. So, I guess it makes sense that it had a shield. If I were to run New Game Plus, that's exactly what I'd do, Paradoxical. But with New Game, I couldn't do the Rachni Queen one.
I am sovereign, and this station...
Alright, I'm gonna have Liara do the first lift. Oh, and she doesn't have a high enough lift. Alright. Oh. And he overheated me. Okay, I'm going to start this off by throwing him so that I can then lift him. Alright. For messing that up, that wasn't too bad. Alright, and we want to get ready on time. Time. So, Not a great run, but you know what? We in there. 7 seconds left. Timer at 007, just like a certain Bond movie. At least one.
Its shields are down. Now's our chance.
So, I knew that I wasn't likely to be really any slower than this, and I was right. So, hope you all enjoyed the run. Say goodbye to Blitz Shepard. I'll let them cut whenever they want. Otherwise, we can watch as much of this cutscene as they want to let us. I'm AlecK47. Thanks for watching.